Richard,
Hey, Colin,
as we speak, guess what's happening in my house?
in your house?
Right in
Nah,
my house.
let me check my camera. No, just kidding.
No,
No, I have no idea. What's happening?
now listen. I hate to make this commercial, but my wife works from home. You know that, and you've known
I
that for
do.
a long time. Right now, she is in the driveway giving her keys to someone from Schultz Ford
Ah,
because of drop off and pick up mobile delivery service. She needs new tires. So they're picking up her car. They're leaving one here. They're taking her car. They're putting the tires on it. They're bringing it back. I know we talk about stuff like this, but like she has had a bunch of stuff done to her car, like inspection stuff. It hasn't needed anything, but like inspection stuff or new tires or requisite stuff. She's never left her office, i.e., our house, to have this done. That's a fantastic thing.
yeah. It's one of our fastest growing areas of Schultz Ford. It really is. People love it, and you know what? It's like we're like the Amazon of car dealers, right? And what that means is we're really all about the convenience. That's what we are. We're convenient. You know,
Yes, I mean, and you're kind of like Bezos, you got a
yeah.
bunch of money, high flying, all
No,
that.
no,
Um,
he's better looking.
but no, it's like she's like, wait a minute, I'm getting 4 new tires,
Yeah,
and my commute involves walking to the driveway. That is ridiculous. How
that's
great it
pretty cool.
is.
It is pretty cool. Thanks for bringing that up. But yeah, and thank you for the compliment. It is very cool. And I mean, you can't really think of any time you wouldn't want to do that. Of course, if you want
I
to come in and talk to me, you come in person.
Yeah, you could do that. So, what else is going on in your world? How's life?
Let's talk about Cam Hayward.
I love what he said. You?
Love it. Absolutely love it. And I saw Paul Zeiss.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, I got to tell you, Paul, I take issue with you.
Oh, tell me, what did he say?
Paul Zeiss on the Post Gazette website this morning said that we all took it out of context. And there's nothing to take out of context, Paul. That man said what he said. And, regardless of why or, not cushion it, he said, hey, I'm not doing that. I'm not going anywhere. Basically, if you don't want to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, don't be a Pittsburgh Steeler, but stop all the drama. That's the way I took it.
Yeah, I don't know what contextually there is to. There's no nuance to it. It was pretty
There's not.
straightforward.
There's not. That's pretty straight.
Yeah, and he said, and to rehash on his on what he says on his podcast, which is not anything but football, whatever it's his is called. He went on there and he said, I'm not going to some dark retreat. I'm not
Yes.
going and jumping through hoops and whatever. You want to be a Pittsburgh Steeler or don't you? And I don't have time for this hoarding game. You're a veteran. I'm a veteran. You know what the Steelers are about. You know what every other team in the league is about. Like, pick who you want to play for.
And you know what? At some point, doesn't that start to spread through the entire locker room? And now you're looking at this kid like this guy Aaron Rodgers like he's a prima donna, and it doesn't matter. So today he says, okay, I want to be a Pittsburgh Steeler today. I'm looking at him. I don't care who I am on that team. I'm looking at him thinking, man, you're not the Messiah.
Well, yeah, there's so many factors to this conversation. There's that. You're absolutely right. Because let's say he lands on the Pittsburgh Steelers. You say the natural question is like, what took so long? What else were you looking at? And then the other part is there is a facet of did he hold the organization hostage to some degree?
Sure
Like,
seems like it, doesn't it?
right. And, it should be the other way around, or it should at least be an amicable sort of courting if you want to get to that. But like,
So I have another path to take this conversation.
go ahead, you tell me.
I'm out there. So I try to think of it as if it were my business. Right now, I think it's a horrible look. I think it's the antithesis of what I think of Mike Tomlin. It's the antithesis of what I think of Omar. I just honestly, it is a look that is completely opposite of everything I think about these guys. There's got to be something else. And I think because they've been silent, and to me, I would say, I mean, it might be a guess, but I would say they do have a plan, and it's not Aaron Rodgers. I would say, why wouldn't we, and they won't do this, but why wouldn't we, let's go after our franchise quarterback. Let's jump up to this first or second pick. Let's do something for Tennessee, or let's do something for Cleveland. Oh, wait, what could we do for Cleveland? Well, we could give them TJ Watt, and then they'd have Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. And we could take the second pick, and we could take the quarterback of our dreams. Now, that would be something that's mind-boggling. I don't think it would happen, but there's nothing else to explain this ridiculousness.
Or you could just roll with Mason Rudolph and wait till next year.
Oh, come on. Mason Rudolph had three good games in his life.
No, I don't think he's the answer, but I don't know if they have an answer. Back to this situation, though. You can apply it to any business. If somebody comes in and he says, hey, I want to work at your place, you go, oh, okay, good. That sounds good. Let's sign a deal. But wait, I need to talk to a bunch of other places before. And you tell them, okay, Jack, look, hit the road, man. You want to work here or not?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can take that across everything. I mean, you can take it, guys that have, and women that date guys. Can you imagine a woman dating a guy and he goes, I want to get married, but I need to date 3 other women first. I mean,
it doesn't make any sense. And the part that bothers me most is this. I can almost see it with a very young player who's braggadocious and out there and whatever. This is a veteran who has one contract left that knows everybody in the league, knows every organization in the league, and it clearly is a case of trying to milk it for all it's worth and find out everybody's financials and make the most money. Like, there's nothing else that in it. And who's also on record as saying he likes Mike Tomlin.
He is, and that's okay. But the one word that comes to my mind, and I just did an interview, and I won't name names, but I just did an interview with somebody else who's kind of famous too. And the one word that came to my mind is the same word that comes to Aaron Rodgers, and the word is diva. And I really believe that's what's happening here. And it's hard for me to get on board with Aaron Rodgers. Hard, because I think it's a poor decision. It's a 1-year deal. It's a rent a quarterback. And that's if he stays healthy. The chances of a 41-year-old or 42-year-old quarterback remaining healthy, I would say I would have to ask ChatGPT about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what those odds are. It's a 1-year deal. What do they think is going to happen in year 2? I think it's a poor plan. I don't like it, and I'm disappointed in it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you're just treading water. There's no advancement, and you're not building towards a finish line. It's just that's where it is.
But the other side of that, to me, is because I hold Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin in such high regard, I keep thinking there's another play left here that we don't know.
I don't know what it could be. Again, it feels like Mason Rudolph, they're fine to go into the season with him, and I think he stinks. I think he's very average. I shouldn't say he stinks. I think he's very average, and he's just kind of what he is. Well, now, would you be disappointed if they I mean, they're not going to trade up and get like a gigantic quarterback. I think they're going to wait till next year. Would you be disappointed if Mason Rudolph was a starter?
Oh, I'd be angry. I'd sell my tickets.
You'd sell your wait a minute. I don't think you'd sell your tickets.
Oh, I just did. Actually, I gave up a set.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Wow, this is big news. Why? Your disdain for their moves, or
I really, yeah. I mean, I don't like it. I don't like what's happening. Yeah, no, I don't like it. I'm really against it. I really want to see a different look from that team.
Whew. That's the biggest news I've heard in a long time. Yeah. You're throwing in the towel on a pair of tickets?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yep. I mean, come on. This is just crazy. And again, I'm looking at Mike Tomlin. I'm looking at Omar Khan, guys that I know and are respected. They're revered throughout the league, throughout our mutual friends and myself. Love these two guys. There must be another play here. And I don't, because they're not just coaches, they run a business.
Right.
So this is a business play. How could this be that they're going to bet the farm on Aaron Rodgers, who 2 years ago, play number one, was exited, got hurt, done for the year?
Yeah, and then this past year was very average.
And past year, horrible, just horrible. Where's the
No, I don't know. But here, if you're waiting for some big move to be made to trade up in the draft, I think you're going to be absolutely disappointed, because I don't want to say it's not like them. It hadn't been historically. They've gotten a little bit more with the times, but I just don't. And I don't think that they see there's a quarterback that is a franchise changer.
I think that they may think, and I might agree, because I knew that Deion Sanders had said, there's only so many teams I'll let my son play for.
Right.
Right. You heard that quote.
And he loves Mike Tomlin.
And I think that the play could be for his son.
Do you like Shedeur Sanders and what you've seen of him?
I do. I like him. I know some people question his arm strength. I don't. I think he's got it. I like him. I'd make that play.
All right. What if the play was to go get Shedeur Sanders?
Yes.
And to have Mason Rudolph play this year, though, and bring him along slowly.
I wouldn't have Mason Rudolph on the bench. I wouldn't
You're
even
such a hard bargain, though.
No, I wouldn't even dress him. I really wouldn't.
Mason Rudolph.
$8 million for 2 years.
Yeah. So you would play Shedeur Sanders from day one?
Right from day one.
Okay. All right.
I'd sooner cut Mason, put Russell back in, and let Russell tutor him.
Well, in all of this, one thing is evident. They got no interest in bringing Russell Wilson back.
That's really sad.
That is the one thing that rises to the top of the information. There is zero interest in even talking to him, it seems like.
It seems like that, but the thing is, they probably would have him here, but I'm concerned that maybe it's a money issue, based on what Russell wants and based on what they want to pay.
Yeah. Right? Oh, it would have to be a bargain rate, and he's not a guy that's going to agree to a bargain rate.
No, he's not bargain based money. He's not shopping at Kmart.
No.
But I do think there's a play somewhere. There has to be another play.
What if Shedeur Sanders came here and wasn't good his first couple games?
You sift through it. You live through it. If you make a move like that, that's the move you make. You don't second guess it. You don't look back. You ride it out. It's ride or die.
Man, you're big. I didn't think you liked what Deion was about.
I actually do.
Yeah,
because he actually can produce. There's people that are out there just spouting. He's not a spouter.
He actually has changed the whole direction of Colorado's program. I mean, he won a national championship, but they were in the mud. I mean, they were the bottom of the barrel, and he's made them relevant again. And I don't mind that he says "I told you so," because he does it.
Because he did. He's a guy that's got the pedigree. He's got two of his sons playing for him, right? And they're both stars. So it's like another version of the Manning family.
I think you'd get along with Deion Sanders. I think if you had like a lunch with him or a day with him, I think there'd be a lot of mutual respect. I think you operate kind of in the same orbit, just with different ways, but not too far off from each other.
I might see that. He'd like my cowboy hat, but
no, I think he'd like your leadership strategies. Like, we're here to win.
I mean, that's it, really, and that's truly it. And I'm just so I wouldn't be surprised at anything the Steelers do right now, either good or bad. If it's good, then I say, see, I was right. If it's bad, I go, I don't get it because
this is why I sold my tickets.
Yeah,
Right.
these are not the guys. Mike Tomlin is not. He is the antithesis, again, using that word, of everything that I mean, he is a badass leader. He is a badass. He's knowledgeable. He's been an impressive force for 17 years in this city. Because remember, I knew that the Steelers were going a completely different direction. And then Kevin Colbert went to dinner with Mike Tomlin or talked to him or something. And that changed the whole trajectory of this team. Because Mike Tomlin is that impressive. He was then, he is now. I don't get it. Omar Khan, I love you. Please show me something here. Do not bank on Aaron Rodgers, please.
All right, let's end with this, a question. And let's put a hard percentage on it. I love doing this. And then going back and watching it.
Go ahead.
The percentage that the Steelers actually draft Shedeur Sanders in the first round. 1 being 0 being 0%, 100 being absolutely. I'll go first.
Whether they will or whether they should.
Whether they will. I think it's 37.5%.
Now, where do you come up with that?
It's not 38 and it's not 37. It's somewhere between. 37.5%. Because I'm very interested to see what your number is. Whether they will, not if they should. Because with you, should is 100. Will they?
Based on what I'm seeing, oh man, it's hard. It's hard for me to separate my heart from my brain here.
That's why I love asking you these questions, because you're forced to do that.
I know.
And I went higher than you probably thought I would.
And I'm going to go lower. Yeah, I'm going to go lower. I'll say 20%.
So that's okay. And this is why I wanted to set you up, and I did just magnificently. 80% of you then is going to be let down.
Yeah. I think so. You got me. I bit.
I mean, I didn't mean to do that, but that's the way it's going to. You talk this up and talk this up and talk this up. But even the reality is 80% of your fiber is probably going to be let down.
And you know what? I think if I can get Omar to call me and we can have a conversation about what he does instead of what I do, I will convince him otherwise. I will convince him not to go with Aaron Rodgers.
You can get that number up to 50-50 maybe?
I think I can. But Omar, if you're here, you got to call me.
All right. Well, you have a good week.
Thank you.